This video is set up to show you how I completed my compositional sketches for the shoe drawing. The first thing I'd like to point out with you is just how I set up my still life. Of course, I have my shoes. I have a full range of objects. When I say full range, I'm really referring to I have something light, I have something dark, and I have values that are true midtones. Very important, I have a light source aimed directly at my setup. This is really important. You're not going to get good light mass and good shadow mass without a direct light source. I set up 4 rectangles that measure out to 4 by 5 inches. And I did this just in my sketchbook. You can use scrap paper, of course, or your Strathmore drawing paper. And you can see that I made the grid system that we talked about in a previous lecture note. I'm going to use the grid to help me sketch in or gesture in the placement of my objects so that they roughly align with the golden ratio. Please keep these sketches as general as possible. Remember, our goal isn't to depict detail. We're really trying to almost create an abbreviation. And I want you to think about just 3 values. Maybe the value of the paper, a dark value, and a midtone value. That's it. I don't want you, once again, to focus on detail at this point. We're looking at big shapes and how big shapes relate to each other. That's going to constitute the design or the composition of your piece. Once I have my compositional sketches completed, then I start to measure out my 16 by 20 rectangle on my large Strathmore drawing paper. You can see me create the same grid structure as I did on my compositional sketches. This is going to help me to try to recreate the basic idea of my compositional sketch in a larger scale. From there, I'd want to begin just as we have done with many of our other drawings, and that's to think about measuring devices using dividers, things like the perceptual grid, all of those great devices that we learned at the start of the semester. Here is an image of my completed line drawing. After my line drawing was completed, I masked in the shadows using Vine charcoal. I also determined where my darkest dark was and where my lightest light was or will be.